All right, Midwest Speed Fest, it is time for our race for Lenna's Inception perfect ending. I will be introducing our commentator for this race, and that would be the lovely TRSCP. How you doing?
Hello, thank you for having me back again here. I'm doing all right. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Enjoying the influx of donations I just saw, but we can get to that in a second.
Oh yeah, we'll have plenty of time for reading donations here. But I guess if we're all ready, I can introduce some fine folks here.
Awesome sauce.
So this game is called Lenna's Inception, as you guys know. We're having a race here for the perfect ending, blind seated. On the left side of the screen, you have d2kemps. If you want to say what up to everybody.
What up? Yep, that's me. Hi.
Heck yeah. And then on your right side, we have Wolfman2000, aka Dance Dad. Say what up. All right. So I guess I don't know exactly how we're going to start this off, but I think we have some incentives, some bid wars to get to first before they can start the run.
Yes, we do. All right. We have to start. Let's see here. The seed name, would that be a good first one to start with?
Start with player name.
What player name? All right. So, for the player name, Lenna's name will be Zari. Z-A-R-I.
Yo, shout outs to Zari. Let's go.
And then, are you ready for the seed name?
Yep.
All right. And in honor of a great person that the world unfortunately just lost, it's going to be for King T'Challa.
R.I.P.
The number 4?
We need...
The number 4?
Yep.
King. King is capitalized. T is capitalized. And then capital C-H-A-L-L-A.
So,
all one word.
All caps. T.
The K, the T, and the C are capitalized.
I misspelled this, definitely.
Yeah, you don't need the
lowercase holla.
Yeah, that actually works. Lowercase holla.
And holla. So
capital C.
Oh, caps lock's on. There you go. There you go. All right, cool. All right, we got guys. We're doing it. We're doing it.
Da 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 da.
Donate now for Midwest Speed Fest, raising money for able gamers. All right. I think that is all we have to start this off. I guess if you guys are ready to go.
Yep, I'm ready. Yep.
All right. Runners, start the race in 3, 2, 1, go. We'll just try to get through the basis of this run. Whew. Let me breathe for a second here. Asuka, do you have any donations you'd like to read real quick?
Yes. So, we have an anonymous $5 donation that simply says Wakanda Forever. Let's see here. Altanos donated $50 and said, I wanted to save Mammon, but we'll save Gammon instead. Good luck, Wolfman and Kemps. And just so you know, the Save Gammon donation goal has been met, so GG's. Lastly, we have the Rational Pie donating $25, saying always hype for Lenna's Inception, expecting a super close race from those two amazing runners. And just wanted to give a heads up with those 3 donations, we are officially at $5,993. We are 7 away from 6K.
All right. Guys, we're hitting 6K in this run. I hope. I want to see that for sure.
Also, I believe we were just now made to be heard on stream, so everything you fit in earlier, you might have to say it again. No pressure.
That's way too much to say. Okay, if I need to. So this is Lenna's Inception. 2D Zelda game. You guys have probably figured that out by now. Go into dungeons, collect items. We are skipping the bosses for now. We'll come back later. Wolfman picked up a fire resistance tunic. Super duper handy tunic for late game. Like, quite literally near end game. We'll talk about it later. Right now, they're just going through the dungeons to pick up the items. Leaving the dungeons, as you can see, Wolfman can now swim across water, get to the next dungeon. If you want to cover your ears for the spoiler, because it's kind of a doozy. All right, so the spoilers are the bosses that you fight in this game, at least the 8 bosses in the dungeons, they're your students, and we don't want to kill them, so that's the perfect ending. Compassion route, so we have to pick up different items later on in the game. Nice item room find there for Wolfman, and you can see they're playing in 8-bit and 32-bit. So there is some graphical changes. Otherwise, the gameplay is basically the same. Fun stuff. Early cat, yep. Springing right off the bat there.
So I don't know much about Lenna's Inception, so I'll play the card of asking the questions for the new people in chat.
Yes!
I see perfect ending. What does that mean, and how many endings are there?
So this game features 3 endings. There's Catastrophe, which is basically your any %. There is Sacrifice, which is equal to an all bosses run. And Perfect Ending, not quite 100%. It's basically the pacifist route. So we aren't going to be killing we're not killing any of the bosses in the game since everyone donated so graciously. We met all of those goals. Saving Gammon, saving Delvin, saving Lance, saving the Elder. We're going to have an awesome end cutscene. It's going to be fantastic. Hopefully I explained the ending well enough for you. So we're collecting the dungeon items, which let us move around. There is a swim item, there's a jump item. As you can see, Kemp's jumping over some pit there. And later on, there's actually a bit of a fetch quest. Think of Link's Awakening. You get the Yoshi doll, you trade it for a bow, you get a can of food, so on and so forth. So we're going to do that to pick up some items, to show compassion to each of the bosses and give them gifts. Wolfman with the jungle layout and the hover enemies. Let's go. I'm excited to see that. Camp's right behind him, heading here to the chairman's lair, his office, whatever you want to call it. Pretty close race so far.
Now, what's so awesome about the jungle and the floating enemies?
So, one, the jungle layout is actually... Sorry, Tom, it's the worst layout in the game for reasons I will get into later when it becomes more relevant. One, it has the longest generation time, as you can see there on Camp's screen. That said generating for quite a while. And then the hover enemies, you can hit them over spots that you can't reach, such as those trees or whatever you want to call them sitting in the middle of the screen. So you kind of have to wait for them to get back to you or just hope you don't hit them over an inaccessible spot.
Gotcha.
And that's also the item room. What was in Dungeon 4? I missed it. Was it throw? It's throw. Did I explain why the games look different? Yes! So Wolfman is playing in 8-bit, which is the original version that this game had. Somewhere down the road, the game got picked up by a publisher, and they were commissioned to make a 32-bit, which is what you see Kemp's playing. Again, the games play exactly the same, just graphical differences. The bosses are going to look a little different, and you don't really hear it right now, but the soundtracks, there's actually 2 soundtracks. There's an 8-bit and a 32-bit soundtrack, so that is quite a lot to pack into a indie game made with just 3 people. Yes, that was fixed in the future version, the hover enemies. Very active dev team. I don't know if they're in chat here. I know Tom said he wanted to watch. I don't know if he's here. But yes, they are very active. Very... they reach out to the community quite a bit, so shout outs to them for that. Also, Wolfman's picking up some meteors. I don't know if he's doing a donation bonus per meteor or not. So I'll leave that up to him to keep track of those. And here we are at the bridge. As all rich people do, they throw money at their problems to try to get away from them. And it's just not working out for Chairman. And there's Delvin. Everybody say hi to Delvin. Delvin basically teaches us about the second half of the map, puts the information in quote, our phone. It's Lance's phone. And he's very helpful. And we're very glad to have him along.
And there's a quick question in chat from Kajink87. Did the runners take different routes? Sorry, I know nothing about this game. Me too, Kajink. So
as far as I know, I think they're playing it pretty close. For those that are unaware, this is a randomized seed that they're playing. It's called Blind Seeded, since we did pick the seed title. So they have no idea where they're going. They have to do exploration. They got to find their way through this map. Is that... Oh, I thought that was the item room right off the bat. So they're finding their way through. They have no idea where they're going. That's why the estimate's pretty high. The record is actually under an hour, but that's you gotta be moving and grooving for that. So, but yes, they have no idea where they're going, and they're making it look good. I will say that. Like I said, they are pretty close. As you can see, Kemps is just outside the dungeon. Oh, Wolfman with a new tunic. Oh, the growth tunic? He doesn't want it. Excuse me, they don't want it. Sorry.
I made a comment about tunics earlier. And
yes.
That was it.
So, just like they don't know the map layouts or anything like that, the tunics and potions are also randomized. There's different colors and textures, both for the drinks and the shirts. Most of them are good. Some of them are great. Some of them, not so good. The fire resistance tunic is actually really good for the end boss. I believe he also picked up a blast protection tunic. Not bad. Basically, exploding enemies aren't going to hurt them anymore. But there's also a speed tunic, which we all love because we got to go fast. That and excuse me. Speed tunic, defense tunic, kind of the top tier tunic. Same with the strength tunic. I think there's like 20 some tunics that you can pick from, or that you can find in the save. So there's a potion shop. Wolfman's heading in there real quick just to get the fast travel unlocked for later. We're gonna visit that place, and there's the traveling merchant. Excuse me, I got a dry throat here.
You take care of that. I'm not sure if I was muted when I mentioned this, but although our tracker on screen hasn't updated yet, we did have an influx of donations earlier that we're not at 5903 anymore. We're at 5,993. We are $7 away from 6K. Chat.
Can you believe it? $7. Just matched Slowpoke from earlier.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get that until I finished reading that and said, "Oh, I see what they did." My brain was also being a slowpoke at that point in time.
What happened to the overlay there? Oh, I have it paused. I'm sorry. Sorry, I had the overlay paused. I was like, what happened? We're good.
I see Yo, Poggers, and then Strength. So somebody got something.
Somebody found the strength tunic here. I didn't quite see who. I'm sorry. I was looking. I've got a lot of screen to look at here. Strength tunic, basically enemies that are not the bosses. Bosses' hit points are basically valued at per hit. So anything you hit it with counts as 1. Other enemies, actually, the hit points matter. With the strength tunic, some enemies that used to take 2 hits now only take 1. So it just kind of speeds up the item room fights. So be able to just kind of get through those just a little bit quicker. Oh, Kemps got it. Yes. All right. So Kemps can do a little bit of, if you want to say that Kemps is behind here, which I don't think is the case, he's able to get through these enemies just a little bit quicker to cut back up. And there is the lasso on Wolfman's screen, best item in the game that nobody picks up. There's some shells, or I guess snails technically. Ooh, I think both our runners might know where the secret room is here in level 6. There's so much to cover, like I said. Dungeons 4 through 8 all have a secret room. If you see them pulling up the map over and over again, on the far right side of this map, the helmet, there's an empty column. So one of those 2 rooms in that empty column is going to be the secret room. Will they find the revolver? Hopefully I said that ominously enough.
Was it with Mrs. Peacock in the library?
I sure hope so. I guess we'll have to see. But back to these snails again. If you pick up the snails, the last one that you pick up in the room, it counts it as being a kill. So whatever item is in the room, you can actually pick it up a little bit early. And if you throw them at walls, they basically break immediately. It's fantastic. Just some quick little speed tech there. We have the lighter. Speaking of speed tech, the lighter is the hottest speed tech in the game. And now we can kind of dash around and be a little bit faster here. Heading into Dungeon 7 on Wolfman's screen there. Whew! I can't wait till we get to the bosses. I'm so ready to see the bosses. But we still have quite a ways to go. Like I said, we're not going to be killing them. We will see all the bosses in the game. But we intend on saving them. So, just going through the dungeons. There you can see Kemp's got the lighter, bikes out to the entrance, and he is out of there. Nobody checking for secret rooms yet. They do have the bombs to blow up the walls. It is going to be a little bit quicker when they come back to search for it. The next dungeon, Dungeon 8, the game is going to get busted wide open, and you'll see it. There's the zoologist there on Kemp's screen, another character that we have to do the trade quest with, and the naked bear right above. Nice, tight locations there, so that's going to make that a little bit easier. Something else I got to point out, since they're not killing any of the bosses, they don't get heart container upgrades, so 3 hearts, that's what they get for the whole run, unless they pick up a bunch of heart pieces, which I don't think either of them are going for. So, possibly advantage strength tunic. It just depends on how well you can move through the game, avoid the hits, and just utilize that strength tunic. Whew. Asuka, how are you doing over there?
Pretty good, because I have a quick donation to read.
Ooh.
I have a $7 anonymous donation that simply says, 6K hype.
Can we please, chat, I need every A on your keyboard. I need some keys being mashed right now in chat. Whew.
So we have officially hit $6,000 going to Able Gamers. That is fantastic. GG's, everybody. Let's go.
Oh, hold on. I gotta get the move on. Yes. Back to the. I would talk more about the game right now, but 6,000, the most ever raised at a Midwest Speed Fest, or any of the iterations. This is awesome. We still have another day left. 7.5 is right around the corner here.
Oh, it's totally doable.
All right, so both players are in Dungeon 7. They found where the boss is. Another thing to point out, again, dungeon layouts, where the boss location is, all this stuff is randomized. The actual shape of the layouts are going to be different too, so we kind of memorize some of the layouts, so we kind of know where to go, and usually the boss is towards the top, but that's not always the case. And as we go on, the dungeons actually get larger, so it takes a little bit more time just to navigate your way through. You would like to see the items early on. That's what we look for in like seeded runs and stuff, but they get what they get in this run, so. Chat's still going crazy. I don't see enough A's on my screen right now. All right, I'm already missing it because we're going way too fast here. Wolfman here in the secret lab. This area is basically designed to utilize every item that you've picked up so far. Unfortunately, we skipped the entire left side. Not pointed out in the game, we actually have the ability to do a dash with the lighter, and you can combine that with your jump feature to do a dash jump. Think of Pegasus Boots and Rock's Feather, stuff like that. And we can actually just jump over this big pit, bonk into a little wall, drop right down, and we're in the final area. So we don't even see the left side. A lot of us literally have actually never played the left side, or very rarely, maybe once or twice. And here we are in Dungeon 8. Photosensitivity warning, if I can get that out real quick. Just real quick photosensitivity warning. There's some little glitchy, twitchy stuff on the screen. There's a boss room on Wolfman's screen. Is he going to go check it right away? What does he get? Oh, we don't want it. All right.
What is going on that screen?
This is perfectly normal. There's the boss room right off the bat. That's kind of cool, too. Whew! So this is Dungeon 8. I will fill you guys in on the story. Basically, you know our buddy Delvin? You remember Delvin I was talking about earlier? Well, it turns out... Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, yes, I do. He was on the bridge.
So, earlier on, he ordered a pizza, and the delivery guy delivered 255 pizzas, I do believe. It's a reference to Pokemon Red Blue. He got caught up by a monster in the surf, and all of a sudden the one pizza turned into 255. He put the 255 pizzas in the fridge. Stack overflows, arbitrary code execution, 8 fridges born. Another Pokemon shout out there, 8F. And basically he's like, I have the power now. So he kind of corrupted the world with the power of 8 fridge, which we will see later on. I believe this is Kemps getting into Dungeon 8 now. Let's see if he goes to check the secret room. I mean, it's right there. It's very tempting. Anytime you get a free secret room search like that, you check it. Unfortunately, it's not the item that we want. Delvin's fired. Yeah, Delvin gets fired by Max. Max is the scientist, the secret lab. So these two runners, depending on how they search through Dungeon 8, we are so close right now. Just depending on who searches where. Sometimes it is fairly linear how you can search through a dungeon. Sometimes there's split paths. You might need a green key and it's down the left path, but you go down the right path and you find the door first. Vice versa. There's 3 keys in this dungeon. Blue key, green key, red keys for the boss, which we don't need. We don't need boss keys. Not where we're going.
mouse keys are for people that only use the left side.
Left side, best side. Yeah, so I guess with that, we do have a little bit of breather until one of these two players finds the item room. Ask if you have anything to bring up, any new donations or anything you need to bring up, go for it.
Well, I think people are still freaking out over that 6K, rightfully so. I do have a couple new goals and bid wars, and they're all related to the upcoming Undertale run. So for our first one is a goal, and for $80, you can, in fact, drop the stick. So if you want to see that happen, gotta reach that donation goal of $80. We also have two bid wars that have opened up for Undertale. On one side, you have the weapon choice, the two options being the gun or the pan. We also have the ability to rename Frisk. It's up to 6 characters, so if you want to get a different name onto Frisk, you know where to put your donation.
Awesome. You guys know what to do. Keep that money coming in. It's all going to Able Gamers. Every penny that comes through goes right to them. So as you guys can see, like I said, Dungeon 8, longest dungeon in the game. Both runners are kind of trying to find their way through. There's a certain screen. Once we find the item from this dungeon, it's a pair of glasses. I'll tell you that right now. This game's going to get busted wide open. So really not too much for me to to mention. I do see people in chat, yes, talking about pizza. You can order the pizza. You do get the phone from Lance at the start of the game. One of the memories actually teaches you the phone number for the pizza place, Triomino's Pizza, and you can order a pizza, and it'll be delivered in 40 minutes in real time. This pizza will show up. You can be in a boss room, and as soon as you get done with the boss fight, pizza guy strolls in. Took you 20 minutes to get to this boss, and he's like, "Hey, I found you. Here's your pizza." It's kind of fun. It's a bit of a meme. Unfortunately, we don't do too much with it, so.
Pizza OP.
Something else I should be mentioning here is, I don't know if you guys saw Wolf just hitting that one skeleton in that room. One other thing we have to collect is books, because we got to talk to Paige. Paige is the best girl. There we go. Wolfman found the room. They are going to have a little bit of a bit of a head start, kind of into go mode, as we call it. Or I guess the precursor to go mode, if they can stay alive. As you can see, 3 heart containers. All these enemies are on fire. They're all big, McLarge, huge. It's down to 1 heart right now. Okay, he gets it. Whew! They get it. Sorry. I apologize, Wolfman, if you listen to this. And they are going to leave the dungeon now. They have the glasses. Pick up that book. Whew. If I'm not mistaken, though, Kemp's right behind. All right, there you go. Wolfman with the first instance of the glasses here. You're meant to use them in the dungeon to kind of see through the glitches in the world. But guess what? We can screen wrap now. We can do anything we want. Well, almost anything. Sorry, go on, Ozzy.
I was just like, Nani?
Yes, so this game is about to get broken wide open. Again, where we're going, we don't need keys. Wolfman's going to hop into the palace here. It looks like they're actually going to run through the palace. I love this section. Your brain's probably melting watching this. Everybody's first time through the palace, unless they have insider knowledge, you are going to get lost. Got the key. Check that last tunic. Frugal tunic. Best tunic in the game. And this is where stuff starts to get interesting. So it looks like... Oh, Wolfman's also taking a little bit of time. They're going for some books here. Again, we need a X number of books to get Paige. Paige is going to call us, and maybe we'll go on a little date with Paige. We'll see. Again, the screen, this area of the game is actually all static. This layout is always the same every time. It is intentional for you to be doing these screen wraps. This is intentional, but it doesn't tell you in the game. This screen right here with the blue doors and the carpet there, one of my favorite screens in the game, when it just kind of clicks in your head like, oh, this is how you can do this. So we're going to go pick up the green key, which is actually behind the green door. There's Paige. Let's see where Wolfman's taking this. But now you have the front door locked. Palace, we're going to come back there way later. You guys are probably going to forget about it. Heading to the strange cave. I suppose I should probably tell you guys about all of the... Now we're doing the fetch quests. Again, Kemp's right there in the palace, just getting that green key as well. Just to clear it out, so later on we can come back and just walk right through to some fights later on. Looks like Wolfman's gonna go look in the back here. A little secret room in the back. See what they get. One piece of heart. That's not really necessary for us. All right, so now we have Paige with us. Paige is the best companion. If you're wondering about companions, earlier on, we had that chicken, Henrietta. we sent a Henrietta off right away. They're pretty much useless. Paige, on the other hand, Paige is the best partner. We love Paige. She throws books at enemies. Of course, what else is a librarian going to do? We just got to keep collecting books for her. Kemp's here, as you can see, like I said, we're kind of doing divergent paths now. Kemp's here is kind of doing a little siphon. What is it? Splinter cell siphon filter. We're doing a little sneak Metal Gear here. Think of the palace guards at the Hyrule Castle. Basically, that's what's going on here. That is Goldilocks in the Three Bears house. Again, now we're just collecting the items necessary for the compassion that we're going to be unleashing on these bosses later on. Fun fact, that third screen where Goldilocks just jumps right into the bed, that got nerfed. You used to actually have to do that screen too, and I believe Jay said that it was too difficult, so he just got rid of the third screen. So you're welcome, runners. Again, everyone's just kind of running around. They're doing a little bit split paths here, depending on what they have. Gathering X amount of dollars that we're needing for an IOU in the bank. The bank has a wealth of puns, by the way. Ha ha ha. So we're gonna deposit over 1,000 there and try to withdraw it. And if you try to take up more, you get an IOU. That's another one of the items there. So this is a lot to keep up on both screens. So basically, like I said, everyone's just trying to collect the items needed. And then once we get all the items, we can go back and start unleashing compassion on the bosses. Asuka, if you have anything you'd like to mention, go for it.
All right. So I'm sure a lot of people in chat have been watching this marathon since it started on Thursday. But hey, if you're speedrunning yourself or you're looking to get into speedrunning and you're thinking of participating in one of these marathons, we'd honestly love to have you. And speaking from my experience, my first marathon I ever did was actually Mid-Spring Speed Fling earlier this year. So it was pretty awesome. Runners from all across the globe are encouraged to submit to our online events. And once this pandemic gets a little bit better under control, and you're willing to be able to come to Minneapolis, Minnesota, you can actually take part in our in-person events as well. For more information, join our Discord server by typing !Discord in chat or by checking our Twitch bio. And I'll be honest, everybody here at Midwest Speed Fest is absolutely fantastic. They're amazing people, very welcoming. It is such a wholesome, pesto-powered community.
Ooh, gotta love the pesto. I cannot wait to make it to an in-person event here.
Same.
I need to sample the pesto. Again, like I said, everyone's kind of taking divergent paths here. Collecting the books. Another thing that we need to do is Paige. Once we get enough books for Paige, she's going to ask us to collect marshmallows for her. Fun fact, it's the only time that this item actually shows up in the game is when you have Paige and she is sated with the number of books for a little cutscene. I think both the runners are going to skip through the cutscene, unfortunately. So hopefully I can catch it and try to fill you guys in when it pops up. What else do we have here? Again, I mentioned the trade quest in Link's Awakening. So you get a bottle of water. You give the bottle of water to the thirsty boy. The thirsty boy is going to give you a paperclip, a red paperclip, which is a reference to, if you guys have ever heard of that, the red paperclip, where somebody traded a paperclip up to a house or something like that. All right, there you can see on Wolfman's screen, they have the condition meant for Paige, and they are just going to leave that for now. It's a little dialogue, and Paige says, "Hey, collect marshmallows for me." Paperclip. There you go. You give it to the person in the office there. Paperclip gets you a pen. You give the pen to Creepy Jack. Creepy Jack gives you... Oh, is it a briefcase? I forget the order here exactly. Or maybe it was a fake deed. You take the fake deed to the bank. Fake deed gets you a briefcase. Briefcase to the traveling salesman. Salesman gives you the shirt off his back. You give the shirt to the bear. Bear gives you a claw. You give the claw to the zoologist. And you get the binoculars, and that's the end of that trade quest. Oh my gosh, that is so much. And yes, if you look closely at the office there, when you give the lady the paperclip, she turns them into glasses. No clue why. It's never been explained to us. But that's what happens there. I see. Wolfman decided to get big, huge there for Paige. It's actually a technique. It makes your hitbox larger, and you can swing your sword further to collect all the money in here. As you can see, just pick it all up. I believe they have enough back at the entrance there. There's some phone calls you have to make as well. There's a potion maker that you have to go find. The strange cave we'll be visiting later. That's when we will finally talk to Paige and start collecting marshmallows. It just makes it easier. It's a spot where we know where marshmallows are. We can easily respawn them and get more marshmallows to have a campfire. Whew. See some people in... Oh, sorry. Go for it.
Just gonna say, deep breath.
Yes. I probably posted that in chat earlier. Just takes a breath. Let's see here. I do see some people in chat. If this is their first time seeing the game, you're probably as lost as a lot of people are. Other people that have this game actually want to experience this for themselves, so they might be dipping out here, which is totally fine. I'll just take a quick moment here. If you guys do want to learn about this game, or if you have any questions, the Lenna's Inception Discord is now the Bitten Studio Discord, actually. Fantastic plays, very active community, lots of helpful folks. If you have any questions on the game, more than willing to help. And yeah, this is definitely the most unique ending of the game. I don't know of many Zelda-like games that really have a pacifist option, so... Yeah, traveling salesman you have to visit 4 times. The first time you get a free tunic, and that's where the strength tunic came from, I believe. Also, it's where you buy the bottle of water. It's called Runny Blue. It's always the water potion that you can give to the thirsty kid. There's another shop in the game, Andre's shop. It's way back at the start. And again, we don't know what the items are, but in that shop, the first potion is always a health potion. Tom was gracious enough that we always have a dedicated health potion that we can go back and buy. There you go. You can see on Kemp's screen, the paperclip got handed over and turned into glasses with lenses, apparently, in the 32-bit. I don't think I've seen that before. But luckily, these two, they know where they're going. Item quest, trade quest, whatever you want to call it. Zelda 2 pacifist? I would love to see that. Is that a real thing? Never got far. Oh, 6. All right, I see Wolfman is doing some screen wrapping again here with the glasses. Like I said, we can skip out of dungeons even, which we'll see more of. Oh, grab that hammer. Grab that hammer, Wolfman. Come on. Yeah, get that hammer. Sort of like in Zelda 1, if you blow up certain doors, there's a door insurance that you have to pay. This guy's like, hey, why'd you blow up my door? Stop using bombs. Get a hammer. One of the most powerful weapons in the game. That we can get easily anyway. There's also a couple swords. That's what you get with the meteors. As well as some other upgrades. There's the lumberjack. Lumberjack requires you to cut down a tree. And so Wolfman here is going to equip the axe. Warp to a screen that has, there you go. And the map breaks again, and you get an error log. Ha ha ha. I don't believe they're going to go check that screen. Nope. All right, into the cave they go. Yes, we are playing 8-bit on Wolfman's screen on the right, and left is 32-bit on d2kemps screen. And they're both actually in the hallucination cave here, so you can see directly they're both fighting marshmallows right now. And you can they're both actually at the campfire cutscene near the same time. I have no what's going on. I don't know. Okay, a little bit of divergence again here. Look at camp screen, campfire scene. Paige wants you to gather marshmallows so she can make you s'mores, which Lenna's never had apparently before. And to commemorate the moment, Paige crafted you a locket. So that is another item that we need. Fortunately, we give it away, which is actually kind of rude, but maybe she didn't like it, so who knows. This is the hallucination cave. It's sort of like a, I'm not going to call it a boss rush, but it's basically a wave. It's wave after wave of different enemy types. Complete enough waves, and the person outside the cave will come in, give you a trophy, say you did a good job, and give you a tunic that lets you spawn enemies like this anywhere. Like I said, there's tunics that are good, there's tunics that are great, and then there's tunics that are not so good, and then there's the hallucination tunic. I don't know anyone that actively puts on that tunic unless they're doing it for the jokes. I've done it once in the final boss fight, just to say that I did it and fought the boss at the same time as having that tunic on, but that's another story.
Reminds me in Final Fantasy VIII when I would put be random on every single triple triad because why not?
Oh, the card game in there?
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Hey, shoutouts to Final Fantasy VIII. I don't know if you guys caught that run the other day, but that was a hoot for the bit that I caught anyway.
And kudos to the runner being able to commentate his own run the entire time.
The entire 8.5 hours. Yeah.
It's hard enough for me to hit my runs that are sub 30 minutes, but whew, kudos.
So another bonus, again, that we don't really use in the speedrun. There you can see Kemp's actually through the dungeon first there, through the cave. If you go back in and do it again, you do, I think it's like 10 waves or whatever, and then it'll drop a meteor, a heart piece, or maybe a different tunic. And then it'll just keep looping so you can, get some extra prizes that way. One of the achievements of the game is to collect a lot of heart pieces, and you have to grind that out if you want to get that achievement. It's not fun. All right, so looks like Wolfman here is doing a whole bunch of management here. There you go, Paige's cutscene, the campfire again in 8-bit this time. Looks like Kemp's now is doing the bear part with the shirt. Give the bear the shirt. Check out that tunic. I don't think that was anything good. Well, maybe check it out later. Give the bear claw to the zoologist. It gives you the binoculars. You can actually equip the binoculars and look one screen to the side. I don't think anyone uses that for anything. But once everybody gets all their items, I believe, are they still neck and neck right now? Let's see here. Oh, we still need one more. Okay, looks like Wolfman's buying potions. Camps is just cleaning up some items here. And I think we're about to start doing the bosses now, if I'm not mistaken. So here, what I was talking about earlier with the jungle layout, as you can see, Kemps is going through the forest here. Fortunately, this is a square layout in this dungeon, so we can kind of navigate it pretty easily. There's a screen full of trees. You actually cannot walk on the trees, so we're kind of locked into that one. Unfortunately, okay, both runners are in the jungle now. So they have to find the boss room here, and unfortunately in this square layout, it's not in the top. My guess is somewhere on the middle left, I want to say. I could be mistaken. I have no idea. It can only spawn above another screen. So we'll see who gets to it first, and there it is. There it is. Kemp's finding it. Kemp's with the revolver. Go pick it up, Kemp. Come on. Oh, he still has to find the dungeon, though. He needs that. Well, actually, we can't even use the revolver, so it doesn't matter. I just remembered we're saving everybody, so we can't even use the revolver. There's Kemp's into the boss fight. He's going to have to do a screen wrap down to the bottom. Otherwise, he'll just fall into a pit there. So hyped for the revolver. So unnecessary. We can't use it. I don't see Kemps with the power of compassion in their hotbar. Hopefully they remember what they're doing. But as you can see, this is the same boss that they're fighting. Adrenial. 8-bit, it's a head, and it takes off its various facial features. 32-bit, it's a big statue. There we go, getting that power of compassion on the hotbar. Awesome.
I'm not sure which one's creepier.
Something else I didn't mention. Bosses 4 through 8 all have 2 phases. So as you can see, the head turned glitchy on Wolfman's screen, and we got a little bit of vaporwave going on in the 32-bit. Just a little bit. How do these bosses look so different? They're playing on 2 different art styles. So we're going to collect the power of the memory. Sorry, not the power of anything, it's the memory. Skipping cutscenes. We're skipping the cutscenes with the bike. That was an awesome thing that we found pretty early in the game. We're still discovering stuff for this game, actually. New skips, new little tidbits, little exploits we can do. With that biking out of the cutscene there, we skip 20, 30 seconds every time we do that little bike skip there. So that's kind of big. Now they're both on level 2. It looks like they're doing the levels in order, so they're still pretty they're actually in the same screen right now. This is actually pretty impressive. All right, and they're literally neck and neck. This is actually really impressive to see. So bosses 1, 2, and 3 only have 1 phase. And how you use the power of compassion, you get the bosses down to their final hit, or if you hit them one more time, they're gone. And that's when the power of compassion, if you look at their hotbar, it's on their on Wolfman's screen, it's on the yellow button in the middle. And I don't know where Kemps has his. Let's see here. On the blue button. So when they get the boss to the final hit, that power of compassion will actually start swirling around in this little box there. And you'll be like, hey, we don't have to do this. Show them the item, give them a gift. Bada bing, bada boom. Get the memory, get out of there. Yep, that was a dolphin. All the bosses are named after angels. They are all archangels. I could not name them all off the top of my head. I can name the bosses. I can't name what they're based off of, though. So, again, with the glasses, you're able to walk out of bounds, outside of the map. Here's Catsiel. This is going to be fantastic for you guys to see. Hopefully, we can get this side by side. Kemps finds the screen here. It's just a cat with a TV for a face. Nothing unusual to see here, folks. There we go. Again, a cat with a TV for her face. The main difference here is the end of the tail. One's a SCART plug and one's just an outlet plug. Whew. Oscar, do you have anything you'd like to chime in with here?
Oh, for one, I like how it says Murder Tabby.
Yeah.
Otherwise, let's see here.
Oh, unfortunately, you guys don't get to see the second phase of Catsiel. That's the best part, and we skipped it. Aw. Sorry, you can go now.
That's quite all right. Gives me a moment to swallow my granola bar. All right, so let's see. I haven't mentioned the Baguette Restream yet. I always try to each one of my posting bits. So Midwest Speedfest 2020 is being restreamed in French by our friends over at the Baguette Restream. They've been working with us for a lot of marathons now, and we always appreciate their support. You can find their French restream over at twitch.tv/baguette_restream. So greetings from the English restream to the amazing French restream.
Heck yeah. Bonjour. That's all you're getting out of me. So there is level 1's boss, Azraflail. Boss 1, Azraflail, is always in level 1, so unless Tom and Jay are withholding stuff from us, we're never going to see a second phase of Azraflail. She tries her best, though. And now, looks like Wolfman is at Tentaluchus here. And if you're wondering why Wolfman keeps using the glasses, it was discovered, I think within the last couple months here, that actually speeds up the animations. So they're able to kind of just get these animations going faster here. And there's a skip. We skip the DVD menu, screensaver, the drill top head there. If you stand directly in the center of the screen when it goes into the drill bit phase, it just, for whatever reason, it just, okay, and it just starts the next round. These bosses look fairly similar. This one is pretty crazy between 8-bit and 32-bit. In 8-bit, it's just a big old, it's a something. That is a thing that exists on the screen right now. And once you see the 32-bit one, it will make a little bit more sense. It's a UFO. Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's a very good explanation.
That's a thing. It exists. So once again, there you go. You give it the item, and there's nothing really to speed up that fight. It just shoots out 8 shells. Again, in 32-bit here, you'll see that it shoots a. It looks way different. It's shooting like plasma balls, but in 8-bit, it just shoots shells. So it's first time players when they fight this boss, and they're like, if you're playing in 8-bit, it's like, what do I do here? You got to throw the bomb. Every boss basically uses the dungeon item to fight it. So this boss was bombs. Basically, there's a tractor beam, and you just drop a bomb in it. But we don't do that here. We just use the power of compassion. Oh no! And Kemps takes a death. Very unfortunate. That's going to be a little bit of a time loss there. Luckily, they can get right back in the fight, but they have to do that fight all the way from scratch. They were literally one button push from the end of that fight. All they had to do was use that power of compassion. But now he has to do that entire fight again. Meantime, Wolfman up here fighting Boss 7, Krabaden. We're already in the second phase there. Again, another boss. We can't really speed things up. We just have to wait for these spinny bits to kind of move around and open up and present targets to us. So. Yes, I will point out that their timers are actually definitely different. We do go off of in-game time. It's based off of, I believe, something to do with like your PC clock or however that works. Load times can also get that changed up between 2 players. We use in-game time for the leaderboards, but of course for marathon settings we use RTA or however you want to call this one, but we use IGT for the leaderboards. There we go. Kemp's getting back to that second phase there. Wolfman looks to be pretty comfortable here. I don't know if they ever found the revolver, but again, it doesn't matter. None of the secret items matter. You still go look for them. I don't know why, like, now that I'm thinking about it, we don't use the revolver at all, so I don't know why we're checking secret rooms. Here's Santa Quill. Looks like a snowman Santa Claus in 8-bit, and you just hit it with a lighter and it starts melting away. Kind of a fun little boss. Personally, I just like to dash left and right through it. It looks like Wolfman, they're actually doing some strats here. They're doing some moves here, so that's pretty cool to see. And interestingly enough, they both went to 7 before 6, and that could just be a map layout, just a little bit quicker menuing for the travel time. Otherwise, there's no real rhyme or reason to it. Load and generation changes. RTA, not IGT. Okay, gotcha. Frames, counts frames. That's the word I'm looking for. Well, in that case, it looks like maybe Wolfman is speeding up the frames with the glasses. That could be it. I'm not, again, I've ran this game in the past. I do still run it from time to time, but I'm not all hip to all the inside data. This is Boss 8 though, Hatasia. Wolfman, busting out the moves. This phase we can't skip. It just drops 14 bats. So, Kemp's there on the same boss, the Krabaden boss from earlier. Again, looking kind of vaporwave there a little bit, and those little skulls open up and little eyeballs pop out, I believe. Just got to shoot both of those, but not the middle one. Yes, this game is loaded with all sorts of puns and fantastic lines. Unfortunately, we just skipped most of it in the speedrun. Couple more moves coming out here from Wolfman. It looks like Wolfman's being damaged there. There's some sort of graphical bug where if you grab out your sword after you take damage or while you're taking damage or however it works, excuse me, it just keeps flashing for whatever reason. Then that card section that you saw, it's the illusion of choice. It presents a heart, a bomb, and then cards, and then it shuffles them around. Wherever the heart started, that's where it ends up, so you can just stand there and just skip everything. Collect a heart, kind of makes that fight a little bit easier. Here we're on the last part. There's the power of compassion going off. And if I've got too many windows open here right now. Who's in this call that is in charge of... We already met it, so never mind. Never mind. I was supposed to let somebody know if we were cutting off donation incentives, but we already met it, so we're good to go.
You took the easy route. You're good. All of them. You're good.
Cool. All right. The Newt wanted to get a hold of me too. All right. So now we have that green key. So Wolfman's gonna get onto one of the last sections of the game here. This is not the end. If you were playing one of the other endings, this would be the ending. Not this room. I mean, these are just two skeletons, Edgar and Alan. Here we go. We've got another screen here, and then the game's gonna get freaky. You thought the game was freaky. Now, just hold on to your seats, folks. We'll go with seats. Hold on to your seats. This game's about to get way more freaky. Chat, hope you guys are all doing well. Hopefully you're enjoying this race. It's very fun to see this game with a race with the two different art styles shown side by side. A lot of people, they just, we only get to show off one art style at a time, so this is a nice way to do this. Wolfman's on the Gammon Mammon fight. Again, you got to play a little tennis, a little classic Zelda fight there. Skip that I found, if you jump into Gammon Mammon during that phase, you can actually skip the bull rush. Again, stock market reference, fits the character. Also, if you missed that tagline, on Gammon Mammon, it is the capitalist pig. They transform into a big pig. Again, more references to video games. But if you jump into this boss, if you do it right, you don't take any damage, you get flung back, and the bulls never show up, and you get right to the tennis. Do that 6 times, well 5 times I guess, because on the 6th one, you actually do not want to hit Gammon Mammon because you want to use Power of Compassion, because we are saving. Thanks to your donations. Hopefully they got my message earlier to save. I have it in both their chats. It was like the easiest way for me to do it. So let's make sure Wolfman remembers to save here. There we go. All right, remember to save Gammon. Good job, Wolfman. Yeah, the skipping of the bulls is actually, it saves a lot of time. Kemps had to reset the fight. Darn it. That's boss 6. Then Kemps just has 8, and he'll be headed to the palace. Here's Delvin. And again, if you remember the fire resistance tunic earlier, let's see if Wolfman equips that. We'll see what's going on here. Delvin changes into the Archangel form. I did not see if Wolfman changed tunics or not. The defense tunic, I forget who's got what tunic, guys. I apologize. So another thing that I found is in 8-bit, if you look at Delvin, it's flames that spin around Delvin. So it's like, well, if that's a flame, and we have a fire resistance tunic, put 1 and 2 together, and you got exploit. So you can actually negate quite a few attacks from Delvin, aside from the scythe and literally just bumping into Delvin and the tentacles, which when you only have 3 hearts, you need to negate all the damage you can. Wow, Wolfman was actually on 0 hearts there for a second, but luckily they have some potions and they popped it in the perfect time. Wonderful music on this game. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this music. Hopefully it's audible and you can hear it. Coming up on one of the last phases of Delvin here. Actually, we got a few more sections left. Then we got to save Delvin, and then we're on to the last portion of the game. Oh, and yes, of course, the world map behind Delvin. How could I forget? There's so much to mention in these runs. It's just, there's so much going on in these runs. Skipping up the bulls. Oh, no. I approve. All right, so there's Delvin's final form. 19 hits, if you guys want to count along at home. These attacks here, where it takes your HUD and your heart count, also fire attacks. Kind of a fun. There you go. Did they get the save? There you go. Save Delvin. We saved 2 of the 4 saves that we're doing. Good stuff. We're gonna blow out the cartridge to reset the world, and our students, aka the Archangels, say no, 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 don't do it, don't do it. And now we're on to level 9. Earlier, Wolfman put away Paige, sent her away, however, so we're saving some extra dialogue. Paige has extra dialogue in the game, which is kind of cool, kind of cute. So if you guys want to play this game yourself and check it out, I highly recommend it. There's 8 Fridge, our first look at 8 Fridge, and I said this game's gonna get freaky. Also in level 9 here, all of your items are infinite, so if you save 1 potion, you have infinite potions in this area. Same with your error counts. And yeah, I would explain this, but I think it's very obvious what's happening here on the screen, so Asuka, if you have anything else you'd like to mention.
I'm sure I can find something. Particularly about our charity of choice, Able Gamers. So, it's Able Gamers' mission to create opportunities that enable play in order to combat social isolation, foster inclusive communities, and just improve the quality of life for people with disabilities. They accomplish this by helping make games more accessible with the assistance from their experts in cutting-edge technology. That being said, Able Gamers is only able to help others when generous people like you amazingly cute chat people are. Only able to help if people like you give donations, large or small, to enable them to keep giving controllers to people in need. And just so you know, out of every dollar donated, 94% of it goes to Able Gamers, so they can directly help support gamers with disabilities, which, according to Charity Navigator, is one of the best donation ratios.
That's
period.
A lot.
Yeah, for it to be 94, wow, that's impressive. So again, to donate, we've hit 6K, but we've still got plenty more to go. You can !donate or just go to speedrun.com/MWSF2020/donate. And what the heck is on Wolfman's screen?
Isn't it obvious? So Wolfman fought the Elder. The Elder was alive this whole time, named Jesse. Power of Compassion, we saved the Elder. And then we fought Lance, and now we are Lance? And then we just died? What's happened? It all makes sense. Coming up on time for Wolfman here, actually. And time. Sorry, I kind of sprung that on you. Right at the 1 hour mark by looking at the stream back there. So basically what happens is there's a lot of things happening. Looks like... Oh, okay. I thought Kemps froze there for a second. So you get to level 9, you find the fridge kills you, you respawn, then you have to fight the Elder, then you have to fight yourself by unequipping all of your items, I believe is the order. It's not explained, but you unequip your items, then all of a sudden yourself is powerless, re-equip your items, fight Lance, and then there's that awesome thing that takes the map and shoots the map at you, and then you're out of there. So yeah. Fantastic job by Wolfman. I don't know if they're getting back into chat, if they want to chat with us before Kemps finishes up here, or if we were just going to do them both at the same time once they both get done.
I think probably at the end when they're both done.
Gotcha. All right. So now that we can focus a little bit more on just one run here, Kemps, another fantastic runner, has I believe at least several of the records. Both of these two of the top runners with the game now across 9 categories. We have 3 more, but nobody runs them. They are co-op. This game has co-op. But Kemp's here. We'll try to explain what happens. We'll try to explain what happens in the end part again when it comes up. Can we switch the game audio over to Tempest? Or I'm sorry, over to Kemp's. Sorry, Tempest was asking. Goobs. Gooby Goob Goob. Or whoever's in charge of audio. Sorry. Can we get the audio over on Kemp's?
They are working on that right now.
Heck yeah. Thank you so much. Give you just a little taste of that 32-bit audio soundtrack. Again, you buy this game, you get 2 art styles, 3 endings, plus the co-op mode, 2 soundtracks. And then there's some beta branches, some updates coming up here. All sorts of good stuff. Again, Kemp's here heading into level 9, as it's referred to. Go behind the classroom and wait a minute. Something else we didn't really, I didn't really get to touch on, is the classroom at the start of the game actually shows you the boss order. It helps when you're trying to plan out a seeded map in random order, in random or blind seeded. It's kind of nice to know, but if you got to do everything anyway, it doesn't really matter too much. So there you go. Lenna has to pass away, and again, look at the art style. We got some chromatic aberration going on here. Fight Jesse. Make sure to save Jesse. Just spam the arrows because they're infinite. There's the Elder, and then there's you fighting yourself. Remove your weapons. Wolf, I saw you unmuted. If you want to say anything, yeah, go for it, dude. Congrats.
Thank you. Oh, I forgot how hard it is to unlearn my own my refined strategy for Gammon Mammon, but otherwise.
Yeah, I was looking. I was like, I hope they saw the chat. I posted it twice. Please save Gammon. So here we are at the Lance fight. And then once that gets done, you fall into the map and back in the dungeon and whatever this abomination is. So we're almost at time for camps. We just gotta wait out this phase here and a couple little screens. So what'd you think of the seed?
This was. I'll be honest. I was a little bit confused by how generous this seed was at parts.
Yeah, it looked like it went pretty smooth for the most part there.
Honestly, I was frustrated with books, but I like to get them early, and I had no good opportunities for Graveyard. And also, again, I did my normal meteor collecting thing. I'll donate after I think I picked up 5. So yeah.
There you go. I didn't keep count. There's too much going on. I did get pretty excited. So Kemp's, I didn't see if you found it or not, but Kemp's found the revolver, and I got really excited, and then I remembered, oh wait, you don't need that.
I did not also prepare for time.
Yep, we just got to walk up and touch the fridge here. All the items circling around, and time.
I've never died there before.
Where did you take a death?
Kemp's
on Tentaculus, like literally as I was throwing something at him.
Literally had to push the compassion button. Something tapped him, and I lost it.
Oh my gosh! It was one of the homing things. Oh.
You have to time these jumps just right, or else you'll die from the laser rebound.
Just wanted to say that they are all done with Lenna's Inception, so we will be going in soon.
Oh man!
Oh my god!
Yeah.
This is crazy. First ever time I've ever done this too.
Yeah. Exciting stuff.
It's gonna be great. You're gonna have a great time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just enjoy it.
Easier.
on this one.
I cannot. Well, that's the only, not the only thing that happened. I died on Tentaculous, and I never called Tress's mom.
Oh,
Yeah, we did notice that too, but I mean, obviously, we can't really tell you anything. So, but luckily, you caught it and you got that cleaned up. So,
yeah.
GG's to both you Kemps and you Wolfman. Any quick last words because we are a little behind on time?
Congrats on a 6K. Keep it up, raising money for everyone that wants to game. Keep on grooving all. Stay safe.
Yeah.
thanks for having us and enjoy the rest of the marathon.